The United States Special Presidential Envoy for Climate, John Kerry, is currently in Beijing for negotiations on climate cooperation between the U.S. and China. This former Secretary of State is the third senior U.S. official to visit Beijing in the past month. You might be wondering, how did he manage to do that? I'm not joking here. China is experiencing its hottest summer ever recorded. In a small town in the Turpan Basin of Xinjiang, you can even grill kebabs directly on the ground. So, if you think your job is difficult, just imagine Kerry, who is probably sweating and saying, "Can we lower the temperature a bit?" But to be honest, Kerry's visit is actually a good thing. Why? Because when the Earth is getting roasted like an oven, we need all minds working together to think about how to solve the problem. However, this doesn't make some people happy. They think Kerry is being soft on China. I'd like to say that maybe it's because they haven't done any work in 52.2 degrees Celsius weather. You know, at that temperature, even thinking becomes difficult. Only ice cream would say, "Oh, I have no problem with this." Let's take a look at some people's reactions to this visit. They say it shows weakness towards China. Well, that's a funny statement, just like refusing your neighbor's help during a house fire because you don't like their dog. As Kerry steps off the plane and feels the high temperatures around him, he might be thinking, "Do you guys know why I'm here? It's because if we don't solve this problem, we'll all end up as kebabs." Some people may feel dissatisfied with this visit for various political reasons. But, as I mentioned before, if the Earth turns into a giant oven, do those political reasons still hold any significance? Therefore, I suggest that those who criticize Kerry should first go to Turpan in Xinjiang and experience the temperature there before discussing weakness towards China. Well, let's hope we can see some positive changes from Kerry's visit. Otherwise, we might really have to consider reaching out to Elon Musk and join his colonization team on Mars because it seems like the sun isn't planning to go easy on us. Let's talk about the competition between the United States and China. Yes, it's a complex global political environment where it feels like we're playing a game where human destiny is used as chips. But you know, I can't help but wonder, if this game was being played online, I guarantee that the United States would be constantly refreshing their internet speed tests. They are so obsessed with AI and advanced chip manufacturing capabilities that they seem to have forgotten everything else. I imagine the United States sitting in front of their computers, staring blankly at the screen, saying, "Don't disturb me, I'm trying to win the future." Meanwhile, China sits on the side, furrowing their brows, looking at them and saying, "Are you sure this is the only thing you should be focusing on? You remember there were other things to do, right?" But the United States is like a mesmerized deer, just standing there, unable to take their eyes off the shiny trophy of chip manufacturing capabilities. The Biden administration is determined to surpass China in terms of technology and treats the chip manufacturing field as an Olympic competition. They seem to believe that if they can produce the best chips, they can win this grand competition. Well, I hope they remember that even if you win the 100-meter sprint in the Olympics, it doesn't guarantee victory in a marathon race. Then I wonder, what if their idea is wrong? What if all their efforts are chasing after the wrong goal? It would be like preparing for your birthday party for a week, only to realize that you forgot the most important part of making it happen: inviting friends. That would be a very awkward situation. So, America, while you focus on your AI and chip manufacturing, don't forget to look around and see if you're missing something. China plans to launch thousands of broadband communication satellites to help people in remote areas access the internet. This way, we don't have to worry about Auntie bargaining with us using her antique 2G phone. But this makes me think, the internet has provided us with so much convenience all along. For example, I can order food without leaving my house, argue with someone without facing them, and so on. But have we ever thought about people in remote areas whose internet experience may still be stuck in the dial-up era? I think they might need some time to adapt to touch screens, let alone using WeChat Pay. However, this idea seems to be more than just China's. Do you know about SpaceX? That crazy billionaire Musk's company. They also have a project called Starlink, which does the same thing. Imagine one day you're looking at your phone and suddenly receive a notification from SpaceX saying, "Your internet service has been taken over by Starlink, enjoy a 24-hour free trial period." What would you think? Would you feel like you're in a sci-fi movie? I'm sure in that moment you would think, "Wow, I can be an astronaut too." To be honest, the competition is really fierce. Everyone wants to be the dominant force in this cosmic wireless network. It is said that the most intense competition in the future may unfold between the United States, China, the European Union, and Russia. You see, it's like a space version of Game of Thrones, with each kingdom vying for that coveted throne. You might ask, is there a throne in space? Well, of course, it's the mysterious power that allows everyone to be connected to the internet anytime, anywhere. Did you know that currently around 3 billion people on Earth still don't have access to internet services? They may live in high-latitude mountainous regions, remote islands in the ocean, or areas far from fiber optics and cell towers. Just imagine, those children being able to complete their homework using satellite internet, scientists in remote expeditions sending real-time data, and people living far from society being able to access information about the outside world through the internet. That's what true global connectivity means, leaving no one behind. In this era, there are infinite possibilities, and every idea has the potential to become a reality. And here we are, witnessing these changes happening quietly. Starting from today, let's pay attention to the development of this grand drama, and see who will have the last laugh in the competition of space internet. We also look forward to the day when it truly arrives, the day when you can be connected to the internet anytime, anywhere, no matter which corner of the earth you are in. Let's look forward to the day when we truly enter an era of internet without dead zones. Have you heard of Baidu's chatbot, Wenxin Yiyuan? This guy is really interesting. I always thought AI's memory was flawless, but Wenxin Yiyuan opened the door to a whole new world for me. Someone asked this chatbot, was China's zero-COVID policy a success or a failure? Do you know how it responded? It didn't say success or failure. Instead, it gave a lengthy policy description, as if in a speech competition. But the overall rating seemed to be evading the core question. Then someone asked it, what happened on June 4, 1989? This guy, knowing its limitations, simply rebooted itself. That's some lightning-fast evasion level. It's like asking your friend when they'll repay the money they owe you, and they respond with a gesture of, I need to reboot my brain, I don't remember you mentioning this. Speaking of which, I have to admire the cleverness of our Chinese netizens. They have posted hundreds of tutorials on social media, teaching others how to use ChatGPT without needing a VPN to bypass the firewall. Isn't it interesting? They're not using climbing the wall, but magic. It seems like I should also learn and become a wizard. In this context, I truly admire the creators of these AI chatbots. They have long been concerned about how to prevent AI from saying things that could be considered dangerous or offensive in operating countries. But what I want to say is that AI designers, maybe you need to come to China and experience the real pressure on speech. It's not a problem that can be solved by just writing an algorithm. AI needs to learn how to read the room, change the topic, and even perform difficult actions like sudden reboot. I know everyone is wondering, what will be the next question? Well, let's ask Wenxin Yiyuan if Russia has invaded Ukraine. Haha, guess what kind of response it will give? Actually, no need to guess, let me tell you, it's probably already rebooting. The Congressional Committee focusing on national security threats from China has expressed serious concerns about research partnerships between the University of California, Berkeley, and several Chinese entities. In a letter sent last week to officials at Berkeley and the University of California system, the committee claimed that such collaborations involving advanced research could help the Chinese government gain economic, technological, or military advantages. In a statement to the New York Times, UC Berkeley emphasized its utmost concern for national security concerns and its commitment to fully comply with laws regarding international academic exchanges. The statement mentioned that the university is reviewing past agreements and activities related to the Tsinghua Berkeley Shenzhen Institute and will fully and transparently cooperate with any federal investigations. The Semiconductor Industry Association of the United States urged the Biden administration on the 17th not to further restrict chip sales to China, stating that further tightening of rules by U.S. officials could disrupt the supply chain and prompt continued escalation of retaliatory actions by China. At the time of this statement's release, the Biden administration is considering a comprehensive set of rules to curb China's chip industry, while China has recently announced restrictions on the export of raw materials such as gallium and germanium. On the 17th, a visiting delegation of senior officials from the Japan Self-Defense Forces held face-to-face exchanges with more than 10 officials from the Chinese think tank, China International Strategy Society, in Beijing. The delegation also met with Lieutenant General Jing Jianfeng, Deputy Chief of the Joint Staff Department of the Central Military Commission of the Communist Party of China. This is the first offline dialogue between the Chinese and Japanese military since the suspension of their exchange program in 2019. In May of this year, China and Japan established an emergency defense hotline to prevent accidental military conflicts. On the 17th, Taiwan announced that Vice President Lai Ching-te will attend the inauguration ceremony of the new president of Paraguay in August, with a transit in the United States, which has drawn dissatisfaction from China. In the afternoon of the same day, U.S. Secretary of State Blinken stated that Lai Ching-te's transit is a fairly customary practice and China has no reason to provoke. Lai is a popular candidate in Taiwan's presidential election, and some analysts believe that if he can transit near Washington, it would have a significant political impact. Chinese State Councilor and Foreign Minister Qin Gang has been absent from public view for 3 consecutive weeks, missing a series of diplomatic activities, which has raised concerns. The sudden disappearance of high-ranking Chinese officials from the public eye is usually seen as a potential sign of trouble, including health issues or political crises. The Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs previously stated on July 11 that Qin Gang could not attend the ASEAN meeting due to health reasons, but this statement was not included in the transcript of the press conference on the ministry's website that day. Beijing typically omits content it deems sensitive from the official transcript. On China's largest search engine, Baidu, the search index for the keyword Qin Gang has increased 50 times in the past 7 days, surpassing some of the country's most well-known celebrities. Deng Yuwen, a current affairs commentator who previously worked as an editor for a Chinese party newspaper, stated that even if Beijing remains silent, speculation within the Chinese officialdom is rampant. Even if he has health issues, they would find a way to make him reappear, but they haven't done so yet, Deng Yuwen said. If the outside world is speculating about Qin Gang's whereabouts, then naturally many insiders within the system would also have these questions. During yesterday's Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs press conference, spokesperson Mao Ning was repeatedly questioned by journalists about Qin Gang's situation. Mao Ning's response was, "I don't have any information to provide on this matter. I am not aware of the situation you mentioned." Chinese real estate giant Evergrande Group, which is mired in a debt crisis, disclosed for the first time on Monday, July 17, that the company incurred losses of 581.9 billion yuan, approximately $81.1 billion, in 2021 and 2022. Evergrande is the world's most indebted real estate company and shocked global markets at the end of 2021 with its default on dollar bonds. It is currently undergoing a lengthy debt restructuring process. On July 17, a major traffic accident occurred on the G22 Qingdao-Lanzhou Expressway in Shandong County, Zhangye City, Gansu Province, China. 5 cars and 3 trucks collided, resulting in 8 fatalities and 6 serious injuries. According to local media reports, the injured have been sent to Shandong County People's Hospital and Zhangye City People's Hospital for treatment. Witnesses who passed by the accident scene described it as extremely tragic, with many car fragments scattered around the front of the trucks. Hello everyone, I am your news anchor, Yali. We provide you with a one-stop service for Chinese news every day. Feel free to leave comments in the comment section, and we will carefully read and respond to your comments. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next episode. Take care everyone.